Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. Make sure you're subscribed. So y'all, last year I started doing this thing where I would mark my fragrances at the beginning of a season, specifically the fragrances that I feel like I use the most of during the season. And then at the end of the season, I would mark them again just to see how much of them I used, just out of curiosity. I did this last year during the summer with my tropical fragrances, and it was really fun to do. And again, I just did it out of curiosity, and I figured that I would do it again for fall and winter with my gourmand fragrances, since those are the fragrances that I tend to use the most of when we have cold weather. And I had considered eventually making a video on it if I did do it. So I did, and I decided that I would make a video on this. This is just something that I did purely out of curiosity. I just wanted to see how much I used. This wasn't the same as a Project Use It Up. This was just to see how much I was actually using. Just like I said, just out of curiosity, just to keep up with it. So since today is the last day of winter, I figured I would go ahead and film this video. I did go through and mark everything so we could see where I got to since I marked them I believe I marked these, I don't know if it was exactly on the first day of fall or just like around the first day of fall, but that's around the time that I marked them originally. And now we're on the last day of winter, so I have gone through and marked these, and we're just going to go through them and see how much I used of each one, see how many I used up. Now, I got to thinking when I was sitting here, I do have some empties from this year. So I've got empty gourmand fragrances in this video that I have kept since the beginning of the year, because I am wanting to see how many fragrances I use up in total at the end of the year. So I still had some of the gourmand empties, so I included them in this video too. And I got to thinking about it, and I feel like there could possibly be more gourmand fragrances that I used up at the end of 2023. And at the end of 2023, I might have, thrown out the bottles, because I think I was keeping up with my fragrances last year too, like to see how many I used up. So there could have been some that I used up at the end of 2023 and then just chunked them and forgot to keep them for this specific video. But I'm really not sure, because I don't remember, but I just thought I would, let y'all know about that or whatever. So I'm going to go through, and I'm not going to say a whole lot about each individual fragrance. I do know that when I'm watching fragrance videos though, I like for whoever is doing the video to at least show the fragrance notes, because it may be a fragrance that I haven't seen before. So I think I'll just go through and read the fragrance notes for you guys, and we'll look and see how much of these I used up. Now, I am also planning to do this with my floral fragrances. So I'll probably go through and mark them tomorrow, since tomorrow is the first day of spring. And like I said, last year during the summer, I did it with my tropical fragrances too. So I'll probably do it with my floral fragrances this year, and also my tropical fragrances. But this is all of the gourmands in my collection that I marked. Now, I did realize that there was maybe 2 or 3 more that I came across that I did not mark at the beginning of fall. So I didn't include them in this video. So this is just everything that I have marked. Okay, so I'm going to start with the empties. So this is Vanilla Bean Noel. And the fragrance notes in this are fresh vanilla bean, warm caramel, sugar cookies, whipped cream. I don't know why, but for a second I thought that said whipped cereal. I was like, what? Okay. And then snow-kissed musk. So, like I said, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail about each individual fragrance. If you're curious about these, I have 2 different gourmand videos on my channel of, regular gourmand fragrances that are perfect for winter. And then I also recently did a video on fruity gourmands, and pretty much all of them are going to be in this video. So if you're interested, you can go and look at those for a little bit more detail on what these smell like. So whenever I started using this one, once it started to get cold, I did not mark this. This was already marked, And the reason I did not mark this one is because with this type of packaging, I couldn't really tell where it was at anyway. And I figured it was down here somewhere. And I remember mentioning that in some video that I did. But I did see later that it was marked right here. So I don't know if that is from where I marked this from a separate project, Use It Up. But so I'm going to go with, I believe this fragrance was about right here when I started using it this time. And I finished using this one up completely. And then I started using this Vanilla Bean Noel, and I used it to about right here. And I did not have a Sharpie. Well, I probably have one somewhere, but I didn't search for my Sharpie. So I just used one of these pens right here to mark these this time. This is a Papermate Flare pen, and this is what I used. I originally marked them with a Sharpie, but I just went back through today and marked them with this. Oh, and also I wanted to mention that a lot of these I do still plan to continue to wear right now because we're still having very cold weather where we're at, and we're in Alabama, so I know a lot of the states north of us are still having cold weather as well. Yeah, so I'm still planning on continuing to wear these, some of them. Now, some of them specifically remind me of winter, so some of them will be going into storage, but a lot of these I'm planning to continue to wear right now. So yeah, but I did want to go ahead and mark these now because I do tend to get the most use out of them during the fall and winter. So yeah, just thought I'd put that out there. So next we have iced lemon pound cake, and the fragrance notes in this are sugary glazed icing, pure lemon zest, and fluffy pound cake. It says, like a classic pound cake, delicately blended with fresh ingredients, it's the perfect sweet treat. So when this fragrance first came out, I thought it was interesting, but I grew to dislike this scent. Y'all don't cancel me. I know there's people that love iced lemon pound cake, and I do not any longer. So I actually decided to put this in a project, Use It Up, and I used this up completely. So this is where we were at when we started. And this is how much I ended up using. I used the entire thing. So yeah, so I used that one up, and I don't want this in my collection again. Okay, so next, this is another one that I used up completely. Again, this was not a project, Use It Up top deal. This was just me keeping up with how much of the fragrances I actually used or used up completely. So this is Cupcake Swirl, and this is where we were at on this one when I started back using it during the cold weather, and I used this one up completely. But this is one that I also had put in a project, Use It Up. But yeah, so I used this one up completely. This is another one that I don't dislike it. I didn't grow to dislike it the way I did Ice Lemon Pound Cake, but this is not one that I'm missing right now, and I don't want to repurchase it at this time. Okay, so then we have Hot Cocoa and Cream. I used this one up completely. Love this one. I have a backup of it, and I also did a video on this of everything I paired this with. This pairs well with a lot of different gourmands, and it's really good. So if you're interested, you can go check out that video. Okay, so next we have Happy Birthday in the scent Vanilla Buttercream. So I believe I had said in another video, I think it was in one of my Project Use It Up videos, because I did put this in a Project Use It Up at some point. I could not really tell exactly where this was at. Now, some of this like opaque packaging, you can hold like a flashlight up to it, like your cell phone flashlight, and you can kind of tell where it's at. But some of this is like so opaque, even if you hold up your flashlight to it, you can't see through the packaging. And this is one of those, I couldn't tell exactly where I was at when I started this. I just kind of guesstimated. But I think I had said when I put it in my Project Use It Up that I believed it was like somewhere, maybe right in here. And I did use this up completely. So yeah. Okay, then we have another empty here. This is Glazed Vanilla. This has fragrance notes of frosted donut and rainbow sprinkles. You can get this one from TJ Maxx when they have it, and if they still have it. I don't know if they still have this one. But this one was, I believe the first time I marked it, it was up here. And I don't remember when I marked this, but I don't remember marking it again when I marked my other ones, because I had this kind of like to the side and I was kind of planning on using it up. But I believe it was marked right here from something else. I don't really remember what. So this is probably where we originally started at, right here, when I did start back using it during the cold weather. This is one that I had put up in a project Use It Up. So we had started here, made it down here, rolled it over to another project Use It Up, I believe, and then continued to use it up. So I used all of this one, and this is a good one, but it's not one that I would repurchase. So then we have another empty from something I used up completely. Now this is just Vanilla by Body Fantasies. This is a good fragrance. I do have it marked right here, but for some reason, I think it was lower than that whenever I started using it, when I started back using it during the cold weather. But I don't really remember why. I don't remember if I had it marked from a project Use It Up from last year and didn't use it up. I think that's what this line was from. And then I think I did not mark it again whenever we got into the cold weather this time. But I want to say it was below that line, like down here somewhere. And then I used it up. And I think I actually had this one in a project Use It Up too. But yeah, so I also finished this one. And this one is good. I think I will probably eventually repurchase this because this is just a very classic vanilla scent. Very good. So I think this is all the empties I have. Well, not this one. This was just the Vanilla Bean Noel. The Vanilla Bean Noel that I went into after I finished this one. So that one's not empty. But I believe this is all the empties that I have from the Gourmands that I used up during the cold weather. And like I said, there could have been more towards the end of 2023 that I just didn't think to hang on to once we got into the new year, because I was, you know, chunking all those fragrances and going to keep up with these for this year. So there could have been more from the cold weather Gourmands that I used up, and then I just threw them away at the end of 2023. I don't remember, but these are the empties that I have starting from January till now, as far as fragrance empties that are sweet Gourmands. So yeah. So next is Peach Prosecco Macaron. So this one, I marked it up here whenever we began. And then this is where I got to with this one. Again, a lot of these I am planning on continuing to use because we're still having cold weather. But I won't be reaching for them as much now that we're going into spring. But yeah, but I do consider this a very spring scent. I talked about this in my Fruity Gourmand video. So it is one that I want to continue to use during the spring because of that peach. And, you know, it makes me think of like a garden party dessert. So yeah, but that is how much that I used while we were in fall and winter. So yeah. And then I'm going to move this one over here because I already talked about that one. So I got to looking at this one right here, and I was really surprised to see that I have not used this one at all. I think it's probably because I have some fragrances that are very similar to this one. Cotton Candy Clouds is very similar to this one. A lot of people think this is a repackage of Cotton Candy Clouds or Boardwalk Taffy. And since I have Cotton Candy Clouds, I really stuck to using it a lot, and I only have this one. They are a little bit different to me, so I think that's why I was reaching for Cotton Candy Clouds more, because I only have the small bottle of this one. But I'm thinking about wearing this one tomorrow and mixing it with blueberry sugar pancakes. I think that'll be really good together. But yeah, so this is where I marked this one, and I did not even use it. But yeah, love this fragrance. So next we have Cotton Candy Clouds, and I used this one a good bit. This is where we started up here, and I looked earlier. Now this is one that has opaque packaging, but I was able to hold my cell phone light up to it, and like a little flashlight, and see that I had made it to about right here. So that's how much I used during fall and winter. Next we have Joy Sugared Snickerdoodle. So this one has been marked several different times, and I believe that I marked it right here for a project Use It Up last year, I think. And then I think I marked it right here whenever we began fall, I think. And then I put it in a project Use It Up, and I marked it right here. and it's currently in my project Use It Up, and I only have a little bit left. This one is almost completely gone, so I didn't worry with marking it again because I think I have like one more use out of this. So yeah, I use this one up. This is a scent that I do enjoy, but I have grown to kind of be over it. It's a little too foodie for me, and I explained that how I feel about this fragrance in my project Use It Up video. If you're interested, you can go check that out. But yeah, so that is how much of Joy Sugar's Snickerdoodle I have used. Okay, so next we have Orange Vanilla Twist. You guys, I just realized that I forgot to read the fragrance notes for some of these, so I'll go back and do it really quickly just because I don't want to leave anything out. Okay, so the fragrance notes in Peach Prosecco Macaron are Peach Prosecco, Vanilla Cream, and Macaron Cookie. And I've already read you the fragrance notes for that one. For Cotton Candy Clouds, it is Spun Sugar, Pink Berries, and Whipped Vanilla. And the only other one I did not read the notes to was Joy Sugared Snickerdoodle. Snickerdoodle Spice, Cream of Vanilla, and Sugared Musk. So yeah, I didn't want to leave that out. Okay, so next we have Orange Vanilla Twist. The fragrance notes in this are Juicy Orange, Summer Sherbet, and Vanilla Cream. So this is where I marked it at the beginning, and this is where I got to on it. This is one that I do plan to continue to use right now. Love that one. Okay, next we have Frost Melt by Victoria's Secret. This has notes of fresh mint and chocolate. On the back it says hot chocolate ignites mint and tonka, warming the season's frost. So this one was new whenever I got it, and this is where I got to. Well, I said this one was new whenever I got it, but what I'm saying is it was new whenever I got it during the fall and winter season. I guess that makes more sense. Okay. So the next one I have in here is Cozy Vanilla Bourbon. This one is Warm Bourbon, Dark Fruit, Vanilla Liquor. So this one is another one that I purchased new during the fall and winter season. And this is where I got to on it. Now, this is one that's a really strong scent, so I'm thinking after today I may put this one away into storage because this one does kind of remind me specifically of winter, but I haven't totally decided on this one. I'm gonna have to think about it some more. So next we have Pastel Skies. This is one that I did mark right here whenever we began, but this is one of those that I can't see through the packaging with my phone. I don't really remember exactly how I guessed this. I think I had turned it upside down and then measured how much I used and then like went from the top up here and did it that way. I tried to do the same thing earlier and it didn't really, I don't know, it didn't really add up because when I did it, it was like way down here, but the liquid is not down here. So I just kind of guessed and I marked it right here. That line is already starting to rub off. But yeah, so I think this might be how much I use, but I'm not totally sure. This is one I will definitely continue to use right now because I love Pastel Skies and I think it's great for this time of year. Again, this is one that I talked about in my Fruity Gourmand video along with a lot of these other ones. So if you're interested in these, you can go check them out. I explained why a lot of these are really good for this time of year. I think I might have forgot to read the scent notes on this one, so let me read them to y'all. This is Soft Cloud Berries, Pink Spun Sugar, and Coconut Musk. Definitely a good one. Okay, so next we have Strawberry Snowflakes, and the fragrance notes on this are Juicy Strawberry, Whipped Cream, and Iced Bergamot. So this is where I originally marked it at, and then today I marked it right here. I don't know if y'all can see that line, but it's kind of faint, but it's right there. And I just kind of guessed the best I could on that one because this one is like, it's literally like right there, but when I hold it completely level, I think it goes above that line just a bit. But yeah, so that's about how much I used of this one this year. I think I read the fragrance notes already, but I'll read them again just in case I didn't. Juicy Strawberry, Whipped Cream, and Iced Bergamot. It's another good Fruity Gourmand. Okay, so then we have Midnight Amber Glow. The fragrance notes in this are Smooth Amber, Caramel Latte, Vanilla Bourbon. I did see that I had marked this one, but this is one of those that you cannot see through this, even with a light held next to it. You can't see where the liquid is, so I didn't even try to guess on this one, y'all, because I was like, there's really no way for me to know. Like, I feel like the only reason I was able to see this was because I was able to look down at it. And I think I got pretty close when I originally marked it. But the way the stuff, like the liquid reflects against the side of the bottle, it's really hard to know if you're even getting, you know, something like that accurate or not. So I didn't try to guess, but I have used this. I feel like I've used this a good bit this year. And I want to continue to use this because I want to pair it with some of my creamy florals and some things like that that I have planned to use here pretty soon. So I'm going to leave this one out and continue to use it some. And like I said, I don't know, I've used this a good bit. It's probably to about right here. I would say about that much is probably how much I've used. Even if it wasn't originally right there, I would say that's probably about how much I've used. Again, I think I'm going to leave this one out and continue to use it some. And I have some good combinations for this. So yeah, but I love this fragrance. It's really good. Okay, so next I have Wrapped in Vanilla. And the fragrance notes are soft vanilla, velvet sugar, and chantilly creme. This is another bottle that's the exact same way as the Midnight Amber Glow. This is where I originally marked it, but I don't know now where it's at and how much I've used. We can look down in there together and see kind of where it looks like it might be at. Like I said, the way it reflects off the bottle makes it very hard to determine where it actually is what I've learned. Recently, when I had marked a bottle like this, I went back and looked later and I was like, wait, is that even where I thought it was? Because it reflects off the bottle. And anyway, it's just hard to determine. But I will say I have used this some. I don't know exactly how much of it I have used, but this is probably have used about this much, but I'm really not sure. This is another one I think I'm going to keep out for now and continue to use. So then we have Blueberry Sugar Pancakes. The fragrance notes in this are sugared blueberries, fresh pancakes, and caramel cream drizzle. This is how much I have used of this fragrance. This is where we were at when I marked it, and this is where I marked it today. Love this one. I keep this one out year round. This is the one that I was saying that I think I'm going to wear it tomorrow and put it with whipped berry meringue. I think those two will be really good together. I think I wore this with Cotton Candy Clouds the other day, which, like I said, is similar to this one right here, and it was pretty good. So I'll probably wear those two together tomorrow. This is a really good fragrance, and I just love this one. I could wear this one every day and not get tired of it. Except for maybe on the really, really hot days of summer. I probably wouldn't wear it then. But I know tomorrow is the first day of spring, but like I was saying, I want to wear this fragrance tomorrow, I think. And normally on the first day of spring, I am ready to tear into my florals because I love floral fragrances and I like to wear them in excess in the spring. But we are having really cold weather right now, so I don't think I'm going to do that this time. I think I'm going to continue to wear my Fruity Gourmands and my creamy and candy-like florals, which I'm hoping to do a video on either tomorrow or the next day. I think I'm going to wear those more and then just start to add in my florals as the weeks go on. I think that's what I'm thinking about doing as of right now. And I will probably talk more about that in my creamy and candy-like floral that I do have coming up soon, the video that I'm planning to do. I'm also planning to do a video of just like my floral collection. So yeah, so I thought I'd put that out there and explain why I'm planning to wear this fragrance tomorrow, even though tomorrow's the first day of spring. So yeah. So next we have Christmas cookies. This is has fragrance notes of creamy cookie dough, almond biscotti, and caramel woods. This is where I marked this one at the beginning of the fall, and this is where I marked it at today. So I've used a good bit of this one. This is one that reminds me of the cold, like winter time, Christmas time weather. So this one is going to go into storage for now. This is Marshmallow Pumpkin Latte, and the fragrance notes on it are pumpkin latte, toasted marshmallows, creamy sandalwood, and praline musk. So I haven't used a whole lot of this one this time, as you can see, but I do like this fragrance, and I like it much better than any of the other like fall gourmand fragrances that Bath & Body Works puts out. By the way, I also have pumpkin pecan waffles, and I was trying to find it before I started this video, but I could not find it, so I don't have it in here. But I think I literally wore it like one time. I have grown to dislike that scent very much. So this is my favorite like pumpkin scented fragrance that Bath and Body Works puts out, and it's probably the only one I even have at this point that I like. And that I plan to continue to have in my collection, because I was actually planning on returning pumpkin pecan waffles, and now I don't know where it's at the moment, so it's not in the video. But I also used up pumpkin cupcake last year because I was so over that fragrance. So actually, pumpkin cupcake should have been in this video too, so that y'all could see that I used it up. It was a mini. And I don't remember if I marked it or not, but I feel like I might have. I feel like it might have been about right here. But I used it up, and I remember now that I threw it away at the end of the year. So yeah, so like I said, there are more that I used up, but I just happened to remember that, so I thought I'd mention it. But so I no longer want a pumpkin cupcake in my collection, and I do plan to return pumpkin waffles if and when I find it. But I love pumpkin latte. So yeah, and that's how much of it I have used. So next we have coconut cream pie. The fragrance notes on this are toasted coconut flakes, caramel custard, and golden pie crust. And this is how much I've used. So this is one that does really remind me of the much colder weather. And normally at this time I go ahead and put it into storage. But as I said in my Fruity Gourmand video, it's kind of also reminded me a little bit of spring, like a spring garden party, like a little dessert you would have while you're at, I don't know, a spring garden party or something like that. So I did decide that I think I'm going to leave this one out just in case I decide I want to use it. But I do really like coconut cream pie, even though I haven't used that much of it this time. Okay, so next we have strawberry pound cake. This has notes of fresh strawberries, golden shortcake, and whipped cream. And I believe this one was new whenever I started using it, because I did not see where it was marked. So this is where I marked it out today. And that's how much of this one I have used. This is another one that I do plan to keep out and continue to use right now while we're having the cooler weather. I will say I probably won't be reaching for my gourmands as much though, because I am about to get into my fragrances that I consider creamy like florals and candy like florals. I was planning on doing a video on those immediately after I did my Fruity Gourmand video the other day. But I just haven't made it yet. But I did make a video the other day about how Fruity Gourmands are perfect for right now, and taking them into spring as well. And I have been using these in excess, and now I am starting to move into my creamy and candy like florals, and I feel like I'm going to be starting to reach for those more than I reach for these, but I do want to continue to use some of these as well. And I am planning on making a video of those for you guys as well. Because I think those will be great for transitioning. Like I said, we're still having cold weather. So normally, even if we are still having cold weather, I get my florals out and I start using them, at least for like 2 or 3 weeks solid. And then I start adding in other fragrances too. But I think what I'm going to do this time is, continue to wear these and start really using my creamy like florals and reaching for those the most. And then also, after maybe 2 or 3 weeks, starting to add in my normal florals, if that makes sense. And I may not wait 2 or 3 weeks to start adding in my normal florals, but I want to use these and my creamy florals more than I use my regular florals, at least for a little while, because we are still having cold weather right now. So yeah. So next we have Marshmallow Sugar by Goose Creek. And this is how much of this fragrance I have used. I love this fragrance, but I haven't been using it in excess because I don't have a backup of it. So yeah. And that does not have any fragrance notes on it. Okay, so next we have Bare Vanilla by Victoria's Secret. The fragrance notes on here, it says, is whipped vanilla, soft cashmere. So this is a good scent, but I think I may have worn this one time last year. And then this time I did not mark it, I guess probably because it still looked so new, but this is where I marked it out today. So I have used it some, as you can see, but not a whole lot. So then I have one more, And this is Vanilla and Dreamy by Pink by Victoria's Secret. I just got this the other day and I've already used a good bit of it. This is where I marked it at. I love this fragrance. So the fragrance notes in this are fluffy vanilla, golden caramel, and coconut cloud. And yeah, I've worn this one a good bit, and it is one that I plan to keep out and continue to use right now. I actually talk about this in my Victoria's Secret haul video. I think it was either the first or the second one I did. It might be the second one I did recently. So if you're interested in what this smells like and more of a in-depth explanation, you can go watch that video. So yeah, these are all the gourmands that I went really heavy on this time. Some of the ones that I used up, and then some of the ones that I just used in excess and kept up with. Like I said, there was more that I found along the way that I realized I hadn't marked at the very beginning. But yeah, so I just thought this would be a fun video to do. I haven't seen another video just like this one on YouTube, but it's just something that I started doing last year and something I want to continue to do just for fun and just out of curiosity. And so I figured I'd make a video on it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like. Also, if you have not subscribed to my channel, definitely subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you're notified every time I upload a new video. I hope you guys have a great week, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.